There is significant pressure on them to progress from this round of 16 clash with Chippa United this evening. Well, plenty of energy in the venue already as we bid you a warm welcome from the FNB Stadium on what has been a fairly gloomy day here on the Highveld, it has to be said. Plenty of rain around these parts recently as well, so I think we'll be keeping a particularly keen eye on what effect, if any, that will have had on the pitch and how that may impact proceedings as this pair cross paths for just a second time in the Nedbank Cup, as they now come out of the tunnel past the trophy that they covered, hoping that come the end of the season they'll still be in contention to lift it. If their last Nedbank Cup meeting is anything to go by, then we are in for a real treat here. That was back in 2019, a 6-goal semi-final thriller that saw Amakosi eventually triumph 4-2 in a game where both sides had the lead. And that half a dozen goals that were netted on that day means that it remains, to date, the highest scoring of all 25 previous meetings between Kaizer Chiefs and Chippa United. So 5 spots have already been filled in the last 8 of this tournament. SuperSport, Stellenbosch, Durban City, Orlando Pirates and Maruma Gallants today, they all through. As we familiarise ourselves with the 2 lineups here, 2 changes for Kaizer Chiefs from the side that defeated Stellenbosch in the league last weekend. Botswana captain Titi Tlokwe has just moved on to Libyan Giants Al Ittihad on a permanent deal. Happy Mashiane comes in for him at left back. The other change is made to accommodate the absence of suspended Yusuf Martz, with Samkelo Zwane coming into the midfield. Well, Nasruddin Nabi will be hoping that the fairly good run of results since the derby can continue. This is the side that they are up against. 2 changes as well for Chippa United. Sergio Kamis is suspended after picking up a booking against the Rockets last time out. Zolan Tsabo drops to the bench, so there's spots for Spelo Baloni. He's drafted into the midfield, and Giovanni Philander earns just a 2nd start of the campaign, having also been in the 11 for that 4-1 league win over Magesi about a week and a half ago. He did appear off the bench versus Le Mans for Golden Arrows for his first taste of the Nedbank Cup that was afforded to him by Thabo September, as Coach Farooqan, our analyst for today, will take you through the formations.
Well, Grant, a very formidable team that Kaizer Chiefs have put out this evening, with the likes of that reinforced midfield of Serino, Zwane, Modi, looking to ensure that Lilepo and Morris get that service up front. I think this is the area that Kaizer Chiefs have now got right, that is that midfield.
So these are match officials for today. Akona Makalima will be in charge of proceedings. Sipho Mahlangu, Tabang Mahlong will run the lines as 1st and 2nd assistant. Murek Legwapi is our 4th official for today. Sinakolo Kwaiba celebrates his 25th birthday. Today he's in the lineup for Chippa United, been one of their most influential players over the course of this season. Coach Thabo September says that they can wait until they've won the game to celebrate the birthday of their star man, as Yamakosi faithful salute the 11 at turnout this evening at a bouncing Soccer City. A lot of expectation, a lot of anticipation, and perhaps just boosted by the mid-season signings they've made. Right front and center of your picture, 2 of them, Morris and Lilepo in particular, a man from the DRC, have been influential since their arrival, which has perhaps prompted a lot of from the Kaizer Chiefs fans, just the expectation of something better to come, and advancing in the cup would certainly be something that they desire. Stanley Nwabali made a mistake last game out against TS Galaxy, allowed the Rockets to win that particular game. He's been battling, of course, with some personal tragedy in recent times, but has been afforded all the help he needs and should be in the right frame of mind for this one. So Kaizer Chiefs get us underway. A team who have made it past the last 16 just once across the previous 5 editions. It's underwhelming for a club of their stature, and they come up against a side who have a terrific record at this stage. Chippa have previously contested 7 round of 16 ties. They have won 5 of them, and they've been to at least the quarterfinals in 3 of the past 4 tournaments. So from the Chippa perspective, and for the small pocket of fans that they have out on the far side, I think there will be a lot of expectation from them as well. It's Sian Ndlovu preparing to toss the ball in. It's perhaps something we could talk about. Coach Farouk, he's played at centre half and at right back this season. Sian Ndlovu, who is a tall player, which is slightly uncharacteristic to see someone like that playing on the flank, but Thabo September has a lot of faith in him and trying to redeploy him in that position. He played most of his career at Kruger United as a centre half.
Yeah, he'll be tested by Modi. Modi's pace and skill will give the likes of Ndlovu quite a bit to think about tonight. But we'll have to wait and see. It's, as you said, it's not normal to have a player with his stature playing as a right fullback. You normally find him as a central defender. But I think he's got everything to prove for us tonight.
They do have a very good pairing. Tabang Molawa, who turns 25 next month, the Lesotho international Thabo Makele. Those two partnered in the centre. Various stages they have been alongside Sian Ndlovu, but he's at right back today is Lilepo. Causes some problems early on. He's a very, very powerful runner. And you can see why Coach Nasruddin Nabi has been wanting to work with this particular player, and he gets the chance now.
Just look at his skill here, Grant. He takes the ball first time well, and he makes that run into the box, looking to get Morris on the end of it. I think Morris just didn't time his run. Had he hung back, he would have found Morris.
Gaston Serino, the veteran, he turns 34 next weekend, in exactly a week's time, in fact. He's preparing to deliver this in. Decent looking ball, and not well cleared by Chippa United. They have to make a telling block there as Lilepo directed one on target. Now Bienvenu Evenga trying to get away with it. Of course, not necessarily the Cameroonian strength, looking to dribble out from the back, and possession ceded to Kaizer Chiefs once again. Samkelo Zwane with some really neat feet, works the angle for a shot. It's fallen to Morris, who perhaps was not expecting it, and bounced unkindly off his shins.
Well, Nabi did mention that he wants to take the game to Chippa from the get-go, and he's done that. But I'd just like to mention the fact that Kaizer Chiefs have such great positional superiority. If you looked at it earlier on, Grant, you'll see Lilepo starting on the right-hand side and then drifting in, not playing as a conventional central defender, central attacker.
Sereno leaving Baloni for dead, and then finding the option out wide. Promising move from Kaizer Chiefs. Oof. Just past the uprights from the dangerous Lilepo, who has been credited with 2 goals since his arrival at Kaizer Chiefs. Of course, last weekend scoring a lovely header against Stellenbosch, but rather inexplicably, he's also been given the goal against AmaZulu.
Well, it's great to see Sereno starting this match. You can see the quality this man has. He takes the ball on, and here we see that ball being played back to Lilepo. Didn't get it on target, but he's going to be a thorn in the flesh of Chippa tonight.
Well, it's nicely set by Happy Mashiane, did really well.
Chiefs have been asking all the questions in the last couple of minutes. That's still early days, however, Chippa has been under siege. But it's just that midfield, Grant. Look at the likes of Sereno, Modi, Zwane, Kele. Kele would be that playmaker that they've been looking for quite a while now. Chiefs have signed a player in the mold of the late Ace Nutsulang, if you want to use an example.
There's Modise and Philander. Ball given away. There was a foul there, and Chippa United have a free kick.
Yeah, Zwane has a tendency sometimes to, to leave his foot in. And Makalema early in the match, deciding to award him but again he's slid the ball, and I just think, to be fair, Giovanni went over the top. Is it a yellow card? Maybe a bit harsh.
Oh, he looked plaintively at the ref to say, that's my first foul. Now, Philander being pursued here by Reeve Frostley. He's played it across goal. Has it been kept alive? It hasn't.
Kaizer Chiefs being caught on the counter-attack there. A little bit unawares. Played it high line. Ball played in behind Frostley. And Giovanni there, not able to get it to the oncoming Kwaiba, who's on 3 goals thus far. You can see why Coach Tabu September was raving about this young man.
Nice header forward from Zwane, who now will miss the, if he was indeed in the plans for the midweek game against SuperSport United, will be missing that one. Samkelo Zwane, who turned 23 last month. Accumulation of yellow cards for him.
Well, I suppose the more game time Samkelo Zwane gets, the better he's going to become. Yeah. I've heard from people that he's one of the best players at training. And if he can take that performance, back onto the pitch, I think Kaizer Chiefs have a fantastic player in the making.
He's a stoutly built lad. Zwane does a lot of extra work outside of training to build himself. Kaizer Chiefs, his first cup run under Nasruddin Nabi. You can see reflected in the left-hand corner, it hasn't been particularly good for them of late. Runners-up in 2019, where they beat Chippa United in the semi-final as Nwapani ventures out of his box. That's very, very dangerous, and he immediately apologizes, but perhaps also didn't get a call from any of his teammates to suggest that he was about to be dispossessed.
No, he had no business doing what he did there. A goalkeeper should clear that ball. He had no business wanting to play like a number 10. I mean, he had all the time in the world to clear the ball. For heaven's sake, he's out of his goal. Why doesn't he just hoof the ball into the grandstand? Look at that there. He controls it, he gets away from Morris on the first touch, and there again he can't clear the ball, but it takes too long and Morris pickpockets him.
I mean, he must have only just nicked Morris as he attempted to clear.
Well, I think Akona Malema is reading the riot act to Serino.
Suggesting, I'm sure, that she is the sole person in charge, and Serino, I guess, begrudgingly listening to her. Didn't seem all too impressed.
Nice to see the likes of Giovanni Philander, player from the DDC, showing what he's made of.
Before joining Chippa United, the only taste he'd had of the Nedbank Cup was a good few years ago. Steenberg United sat on the bench though. So off of the bench against Lamontfort Golden Arrows is his first appearance in the Cup of Dreams. This is looking good for Kwaiba. Angle is tight. He manages to force a corner out of the situation. Birthday boy. Most goals he's ever got in a season. Now his third campaign as a professional for Kwaiba, one in the Cup, 4 in the league. Scored his first ever Nedbank Cup goal, the opener against Lamontfort Golden Arrows at the end of last month. Bruce Vuma was in goal, what is it now, 6 years ago, when these two met in that 4-2 win for Kaizer Chiefs in the semi-final of the Nedbank Cup. Maneboch Modise, terrific set-piece taker, celebrated his 26th birthday Thursday before last. Not the best take from Modise, repelled rather easily by Ignacio Miguel. All the way back to Mwabali. Thabo September admitting that he had made a mistake fielding him against TS Galaxy a week ago, and Mwabali had asked to be rested. He's only missed one game this season. That was in mid-January as Craig Martin runs onto that one. Evan Gar is miscued it. Horrible miscue, it has to be said.
Fantastic build-up, and Evan Gar, if he looks back, had more time than he thought, and he just shanked it. That would be a shank in golf. He shanked that ball.
Oh, a cheap corner to give away here. It's Bello Balloni, Honolulu Pirates man.
Lots of nerves early in the match, and you can see there Thabo September saying, listen, relax.
Yeah.
You're alone. There's no need to panic.
Two-time Nedbank Cup winner as a player, Thabo September. In 2012, played in the final for SuperSport United. 2016 was the very end of his career, so he did play in the early stages, but not in the final, but a medalist nonetheless. And the following year, as part of the backroom staff, although we can't categorize him as a three-time winner, but heavily involved. Gaston Serino. That's a nice pick out here for Samkelo Zwane. Has he put too much on that? He gave Sian Ndlovu a chance to recover. Still have it, Kaizer Chiefs. Serino over the top, goal kick.
Ndlovu doing ever so well, just didn't clear the lines. I suppose if you win the ball back in that area, you need to ensure that you clear the lines and not give it back. But this man has got a lot to do tonight, a lot to prove. Yep. We know his caliber, we know his time at Mamelodi Sundowns. He's a player that can turn any game on its head.
Here is Gaston Serino. Chops back inside. Zwane doesn't get the return. Picked up by Lilepo. Frosler. Nicely cushioned through for him. Marie Frosler's ball in. Oh! What a goal! It's brilliant from Gaston Serino, a man who really enjoys the Nedbank Cup. And now, in the colours of Kaizer Chiefs, he has a National Cup goal.
Fantastic build-up play from Kaizer Chiefs. They looked to circulate that ball and probe continuously until that opening came about. And what a fantastic take there from Gaston Serino. Here you look at it again. They circulate that ball, they kept probing. There we see the ball being cut back. And what a finish. No goalkeeper would have stood a chance. And you must compliment the service from Frosler. He took it so well. It's a slide route pass from Frosler, puts it on the plate, and guess what? Serino is not going to miss from there.
Well, under a quarter hour played, Amokosi have the lead. Credit as well to Thabo for that return ball. Turi Frosler played the 1-2 with him. It was really, really nicely weighted. And then a brilliant cross from Frosler for Gaston Serino, who makes absolutely no mistake.
Well, Chiefs have for quite a while now not had a midfield with the technical skills of what we see on display this evening, and the combination is just mouth-watering for any club to have.
Attempted back here from Morris, doesn't quite come off for him. Here's Ndlovu. Malawa, Modise. Nasreddin Nabi has quality at his disposal. There's one man who would certainly fall into that category, Lilepo, the new recruit, and then the man who's put them ahead, Gaston Serino, who managed 7 Nedbank Cup goals in 18 appearances for Mamelodi Sundowns. It's a tournament that he has really enjoyed playing in. Scored the match winner against Bloemfontein Celtic in the 2020 finals. It's unfortunate that no fans were in attendance for that particular game, but it was his late winner, the only goal of that game. So it's a tournament that Uruguayan really loves, and he's continuing his love affair with it now with his new club. Wabad. As mentioned, the only game he's missed was a mid-January 2-2 draw with Marumo Gallants. His mother had just recently passed after his father unfortunately passed away at the end of last year, and that's one of the reasons that maybe he wasn't exactly in the right frame of mind for some of the recent games, and in particular that match against TS Galaxy where it specifically requested a rest.
Well, it's something that you must mention. You see there Tabukele dropping in between the two central defenders. Let's see what happens here, then I'll explain to you what that is.
Yeah, it's Pulemori. Lifted in from Pulemori, who turns 32 next Sunday. El Farouk, is that obviously that would be with and without possession of the ball that Ele would drop in there, but you can give us a better explanation.
Well, I tell you, they call it La Salida La Volpiana. What it means is the number 6 drops in between the two centre-backs, and that affords them a lot more numbers, numerical superiority in building out of the back. So if you look at Nabi's game model this evening, it's clearly an indication of him now using that game model to his advantage to ensure that his structure is well organized. And you can see in here, Kaizer Chiefs look totally different to what they normally do. They're much more structured, and this could be the beginning of something good to come.
Gilepo. Holmes getting the better of Modise, but he has got a corner. And before that corner is taken, I just want to expand on that. So, and we can continue this conversation, of course, after the set piece. But someone like Tele now, out of possession, he's not going to drop back to interfere with that relationship between the two centre halves. But when they have it, he's critical to the build-up.
When they have it, they open up very wide, and they allow him to come into the centre, which now gives them a situation where they have 3 defenders or 3 players. Let's look at this.
Gaston Serino.
Where they have 3 players being able to start the play from behind.
Yep. And without, of course, taking anything away from the player, possibly of the midfield contingent, the least mobile of them all, but perhaps the most competent passer. So it's a role that suits him.
Suits him, and he's technically astute. If you look at the fact that they have excellent technical players in the form of Tele, Serino in that spine, that gives them the opportunity to launch attacks like we'll see now at any given time.
Well, it does well there. Samkelo Zwane now, Pulemori. Patience shown by Kaizer Chiefs. Zwane.
See the patient build-up, look at the patient build-up. They're circulating the ball, they're probing. They're not playing like what you normally used to know Chiefs to be. You're looking to hit the diagonal balls, looking to hit the channel.
Morris doesn't quite get that one right, and Pulemori can't keep it in.
So granted, it becomes more of a team effort. If you look at it now, everybody's involved in Kaizer Chiefs, and that's why Chippa is finding it so hard to launch an attack. They need to put their foot down on the ball and slow things down if they want to get back into this game.
a technical team that now includes Morgan Mamela, as we take a closer look at how well Chippa United have done in recent years in the Cup of Dreams. Expand on that a little, but Kaizer Chiefs on the attack at the moment. Gaston Sereno, the goal scorer. Zwane and Modi. Through for Frosler. Philander does just enough.
Excellent defending from Giovanni Philander. Look at the combination play that third. You know, that's an area they call area 14, where most goals are scored from. Where the referee standing now? So if you look at Chiefs now, they're trying to use a little combination play, which is something that I think they've worked on extensively.
Modi turning away from Martin, forcing in the cross, kept alive by Morris. Inacio Miguel, Mashiani, Dilepo laying it off for Mashiani. Nice pick out here. Morris with strength, and then the power on the shot didn't match the power of his hold up.
Well, it's still early days. Kaizer Chiefs obviously realize that the one-goal lead doesn't mean that they are going to have it all their way. There we see Morris turning brilliantly, but not getting enough contact on it, and Mwabali just picking it up.
Morris does have a fairly decent record in the Nedbank Cup, at least compared to, for example, the league, where he scores on average about once every 6 or 7 games, but in the Nedbank Cup, Tashreeq Morris has 7 goals in 12 previous outings. Gaston Sereno just edged ahead of him today in terms of players out on the park there with the most Nedbank Cup goals. Bienvenu Evenga, for example, has 5.
In fact, if you look at the fact that Sereno has so much space, I think Coach Thabo September must allocate one particular play to go on man on man with him. I do agree, elsewhere they can go zonally, but I think with Sereno in that midfield, he's gonna really tear that defense apart with the space and time they're giving him.
Zwane. Frosler's ball in is immediately away, and now Evenga pulled back by Inacio Miguel, rather unbelievably. Okay, now is there a belated whistle there, because there was nothing immediately.
Yeah, but you can see Miguel using his hands to hold him back. Clearly a foul, maybe even a bookable offense, because Evenga was heading towards goal. I suppose the referee didn't feel there was it. Maybe it's because she felt there was still some distance between Evenga and the Kaizer Chiefs goal. Well, in possession, Chippa should look to get that ball to the likes of Evenga and maybe play off the second ball, because Kaizer Chiefs look so dangerous on the counter-attack.
Forward from Mwabali, Philander offside.
Yeah, Chiefs are playing with a high line, so it's important that Mwabali looks to play the ball diagonally instead of playing it down the center. Yeah, clearly offside by a mile.
Thabo September was Cornele Kopo's assistant when these two sides met at the very end of December. In fact, what was for each their last game of 2024. Kaizer Chiefs kept their first clean sheet in the league with a 1-0 win over Chippa United. Cornele Kopo didn't stay much longer after that, and Coach September has been in charge since, as Gaston Sereno strays offside. In fact, they've played only five matches since that defeat to Kaizer Chiefs at the end of 2024. They had a couple of postponements, and 2 wins, one coming in the cup, that draw against Marumo Gallants in what was September's first game in charge as sole head coach, and a pair of 1-0 defeats against tricky opposition away, Bulelwani City at the beginning of this month, and more recently TS Galaxy a week ago, also by a 1-0. Refrosler closed down by Martin. Might have lost a shin guard in the process.
Very energetic player, never stops running, and a player that, if you don't keep an eye on him, will get into situations where he could either score. He's had 2 assists this season, but the goals is where Kaizer Evanga is going to come to the party with.
Tashreeq Morrison talking about his influence in this competition as a youngster, 21 years old. He played in the 2015 edition with Cape Town Spurs, then Ajax, made it all the way through to the final. He scored in the round of 16, the quarterfinals and the semi-finals before they eventually went down on penalties to Mamelodi Sundowns. Boasts a hat-trick in this competition during his time with Cape Town City. 3 goals against Bloemfontein Celtic back in 2021, and then went out in the round of 16 with Cape Town City against Chippa United, who, as I pointed out not so long ago, have an excellent record at this stage. That's a nice ball to find Philander. Taking on Frosler. Doesn't get far enough ahead of him to measure in a cross. Kaizer Chiefs come away with it. Blocked by Modise. Philander. Samkelo Zwane does enough. Konkove takes over. Baloni back to Mulawa. He'll turn 25 next month. Man who started with Cape Town City's reserves before finding his way via All-Stars to Chippa at the beginning of the season before last.
Well advised.
Or last season, rather.
Let's look at this year.
Pulemori. Morris. Oh, big save from Mwabali. Morris didn't hesitate pulling the trigger.
Well, that was a great strike from Morris. Look at what he does. Laces, gets the ball through, turns, looks up. Everybody's expecting him to play across to Sereno, but he does so well, and that man, Mwabali, at the end of it.
Kaizer. Just waiting for the perfect time to release the ball, and may have waited too long. Zwane now for Chiefs. Lilepo, a man who's already been christened Lollipop by Kaizer Chiefs fans. Oh, he backs himself whenever he's one-on-one.
He's confident.
Or even 2-on-1.
He runs at them, and I think Giovanni's doing the same. I was saying earlier on, Giovanni needs to maybe just keep things a little bit simple. At times he tries to outrun Frosler with all his experience. Maybe wait for the right moment to do that, and I think he could do well.
Miguel, Tortli, Mashiani. A still give and go from Lilepo. Up against Ndlovu. It's the latter who wins that battle.
What I can't understand, Grant, is once again we see the amount of space that they're giving the likes of Serena. When you're in that situation in the box, you got to go tight, man on man, which is something that Chippa is not doing.
Frosler to Mori. Kaizer Chiefs still holding that 1-0 advantage, courtesy of this man Gaston Serino. As we hit the half-hour mark here, Lilepo hoists it in. And Modise perhaps not hearing a call from Mwabali, heads it clear. An acrobatic ball played forward, something for Philander to compete for. Here's Kaizer. Almost went through with it. Now Chippa United behind us there. Owner watches on, but more than enough quality on the park for him to come back into this one. They're hoping to reach the quarterfinals for a 6th time in what is their 13th appearance in the Nedbank Cup, and you have to say that is a very good record to continuously and consistently get that deep into the National Cup. They have overall played 30 times in the Nedbank Cup, and including wins and defeats on penalties, they've won 18 and lost 12. They've got past their first round obligation for a 3rd season in succession. They are not usually troubled at the round of 32.
Chiefs looking to overload, to isolate, and the players that's isolated is the likes of Serino as well as Modi on the left-hand side. There you can see them with the slow build-up.
Miguel Frosler can't pick out Morris. Philander has done excellently. Evenga, not the best ball to try and locate Kaizer.
Chippa have settled down and look a little bit more stable, but it's just like I mentioned before, at times they need to ensure that they close down key players. Chiefs looking to control the tempo of the game, and they've done so well in those first 25 minutes, but at times now it seems like they're losing it a little bit too easily.
Clear foul.
I don't know why Serino is pleading innocent. He's obviously clipped Martin.
Flag raised. Bruce Fuma gets there first.
Well, he had all the right to go for the ball. I don't know why. The referee has decided that he shouldn't have. There we see Bobby Mataung, Kaizer Mataung.
Obviously using the mid-season transfer window to reinforce this Kaizer Chiefs team, and already seeing some positive results. Bobby Mataung maybe getting a little overexcited after the Stellenbosch victory, suggesting that they were somehow still in the hunt for the league title. That would be heavily dependent then on teams above them capitulating. Oh, challenge from Siena Ndlovu.
You know what? I'm going to say to you, I'm convinced Ndlovu has passed the acid test in the first half.
Yeah.
You know, I thought he would struggle, but look at this tackle here. Brilliant, brilliant tackle there. And he did ever so well just to get enough on the ball.
Coach Sabo September, in chatting with me prior to the match, alluded to Michael Boxall, the New Zealand international, and his time at Supersport United. A similar stature, also tall, but played as a right back as opposed to a centre half. In from Gaston Serino, good catch from Nwabali.
Martin wanted it played early. Nwabali didn't think it was the correct decision.
And Glover lifting it forward well for Kaizer. Pace to burn. Happy Mashiane with a lovely challenge, and he's claiming it came off the opponent last. It's Tabang Motlong out on the far side, doesn't agree, and it will be a Chippa United corner. But great recovery there from Mashiane, who had been skinned initially.
Good pass there as well from Ndlovu, and the run is equally good. Definitely a corner there. Ball came off Mashiane's foot. Seems to have either pulled a muscle in the process.
I do have options on the bench. Brad Cross, if indeed Happy Mashiane is not able to soldier on here. And Modise from his previous corner didn't produce his best work. Bruce Fuma,
well, it's
Lilepo and Evan Gard, as well as Dortley, I think they're all getting a talking to, but it mainly seems to be directed at Bruce, who was only 2 years out of the academy when he kept goal in that semi-final against Chippa United back in 2019.
I think the concern is Evan Gard, the giant.
It's a better ball in from Modise and Philander. Well, audacious effort. Skews off the top of his boot on the half volley, spins into the arms of Vuma.
Yeah, well, he's got so much confidence that he took that volley first time. And a player with lots of confidence, I suppose. With time, the maturity will come, and then we'll see the true potential of Giovanni Philander.
I say devastating for Happy Mashiane if he's not able to continue. And Brad Cross is already warming up here. And Mashiane trying to prevent Kaizer from getting any further forward not so long ago. And now looks as though he will play no further part in this match. A man who has for the most part been used off the bench this season. In the league he's made 5 sub-appearances. It's in the cup where he's actually got game time. He started against free agents. This is his first start. Hamnum Kalele, Hugo Bruce watching on. I wonder who they'll be particularly interested in. They play World Cup qualifiers against Lesotho and Benin in March. Plenty of quality South African players out on the park at the moment. Some, I would guess, on the periphery of the national team, but trying to make a case for inclusion. Gavin Hunt and his daughter alongside him, they managed to get a victory, hard-fought victory in what was the first Nedbank Cup match of this round on Wednesday. Cape Town Spurs took them to extra time after none of the 16 matches in the round of 32. For the first time ever in the Nedbank Cup, none of them required extra time, and we've already seen a couple of instances of it in the last 16. Supersport United against Cape Town Spurs, and Durban City coming from behind against TS Galaxy at a rain-drenched Chatsworth Stadium yesterday. Both of those games ending 2-1. But of course Gavin Hunt in attendance because he's having a closer look at Kaizer Chiefs, who his side will face next week, midweek. In fact, on Tuesday. Evenga can't link up with Kaizer. Konkobe. What do you say? Up against Frosler. And forcing a corner.
Frosler did ever so well there, and he's asking where is the cover. Ball played over. Kaizer, a dangerous player for Chippa.
And what do you say? Trying to provide evidence to Akona Makalima. I think that maybe there was a hand across his face there in that little tussle with Harry Frosler. They took an age to rule that as a corner. The assistant on the far side wasn't quite sure. He was looking towards Akona Makalima, who I guess was closer to the incident. And eventually they have made the right call. In from Philander. Decent ball towards the back post. Bruce Vuma. Oh man, almost caught out there. He apologizes immediately to his teammates.
Yes, Bruce Vuma making a meal of it.
Yeah.
He was totally off balance there and should have done better. He was very fortunate that Chippa was switched off. Here we see it again. He goes with the left hand, doesn't get enough on it, and you can see the angle he comes at. His body's not angled towards the ball, and he's found wanting. Look at that. He's just flailing at that ball, and very fortunate there not to have conceded.
Pumped back into danger. Kaizer Chiefs have taken an age to find their out-and-out #1. Started with Fiacran Twari, the new recruit at the beginning of the season. He'd been brought on from TS Galaxy, the Rwandan, and then Brandon Peterson had a look in. But it has been Bruce Vuma under this man, Nasruddin Nabi, who has started the last 10 games in a row. Spiwa Shabalala is being told by Chiefs researcher Yusuf Mohammed that he's on the big screen.
Yeah.
A stadium, of course, is very close to the heart of Shabalala for his exploits for the national team and for Chiefs.
And what a goal he scored over there where Mwabali was against Mexico. A goal that is still as if it was yesterday. And it's what, 15 years ago? I sat in the stadium and what a goal. I thought we had a chance of beating Mexico that night. You spoke about the height, Grant. They're going to need the likes of Ndlovu on these set pieces. We know what Serino is able to produce.
It is curled in by Serino, way by Ndlovu. Zwane. Because Frosler under a bit of pressure.
Time has just flown. I mean, we already on what, 43, 44 minutes. Been a very exciting half. Real cup football. Just a little bit concerned. Chiefs started like a house on fire, and they seem to have just fizzled out a little bit in the latter part of this half. Something that I'm sure Coach Nabi is going to discuss at halftime. On the flip side, Thabo September needs to do something about defending in the last third.
Philander, oh, draws a big save out of Vuma. Still
Quality.
looking for his first goal is Giovanni Philander, and what a goal that would have been if not for the acrobatics of Vuma.
Great talent, and look at it, he takes it first time, ball played in, flick on by Evengar, ball touched on for him, and look at what Philander does. Laces, and he tips that ball. Fantastic save from Vuma.
So it will be Philander with the resultant corner here. Away from Inacio Miguel. What do you say? Moving it on by his head, Craig Martin now. Ndlovu challenging unsuccessfully for that.
Seemed like a head injury here under Morris. Let's see what happens here. No, it's a 50-50. Love had all the right to go for it. I think it's just a collision. No intent to injure his opponent. Seems to be okay.
Kaizer Chiefs have been without silverware for such a long time. He was in the lineup the last time they won the Nedbank Cup, all the way back in 2013.
Wow.
Against Gavin Hunt's SuperSport United. Bernard Parker a few minutes into the beaten coach on that day back in 2013. Bernard Parker the match winner in extra time. And that's the man who might end up being the match winner today, but there's still another 45 minutes and potentially 30 beyond that to come in what has so far been a highly entertaining game, in which, to be fair, the visitors Chippa United have had more than their fair share of opportunities. And I think, Coach, we are in for a really interesting second period here, with Kaizer Chiefs currently in the ascendancy, but Chippa United have all Frosler. Nicely cushioned through for him. Marie Frosler's ball in. No! What a goal! It's brilliant from Gaston Serino, a man who really enjoys the Nedbank Cup. And now, in the colours of Kaizer Chiefs, he has a National Cup goal.
Fantastic build-up play from Kaizer Chiefs. They looked, the goalkeeper would have stood a chance, and you must compliment the service from Frosler. He took it so well. It's a slide route pass from Frosler, puts it on the plate, and guess what? Serino is not going to miss from there.
Frosler. Nicely cushioned through for him. Marie Frosler's ball in. No! What a goal! It's brilliant from Gaston Serino, a man who really enjoys the Nedbank Cup. And now, in the colours of inside, Swane doesn't get the return. Picked up by Lilepo. Frosler. Nicely cushioned through for him. Marie Frosler's ball in. Oh! What a goal! Frosler. Nicely cushioned through for him. Marie Frosler's ball in. Oh! What a goal! It's brilliant from Gaston Serino, a man who really enjoys the Nedbank Cup. And now in the colours of Kaizer Chiefs. Frosler. Nicely cushioned through for him. Marie Frosler's ball in. Oh! What a goal! It's brilliant from Gaston Serino, a man who really enjoys the Nedbank Cup. And now in the colours of Kaizer Chiefs.
Look at this here.
Pulimori. Morris. Oh, big save from Wabali. Morris didn't hesitate.
Morris, look at what he does. Laces, gets the ball through, turns, looks up. Everybody's expecting him to play it across. Look at this here.
Pulimori. Morris. Oh, big save from Wabali.
Look at this here.
Pulimori. Morris. Oh, big save from Wabali. In from Philander. Decent ball towards the back post. Bruce Vuma. Oh man, almost caught out there. He apologizes immediately to his teammates.
He was totally off balance there and should have done better. He was very fortunate that Chippa was switched off. Here we see it again. He goes with the left hand, doesn't get enough on it, and you can see the angle he comes at. His body's not angled towards the ball, and he's found wanting. Look at that. He's just flailing at that ball.
In from Philander. Decent ball towards the back post. Bruce Vuma. Oh man, almost caught out there. In from Philander. Decent ball towards the back post. Bruce Vuma. Oh man, almost caught out there. In from Philander. Decent ball towards the back post. Bruce Vuma. Oh man. In from Philander. Decent ball towards the back post. Bruce Vuma. Oh man, almost. In from Philander. Decent ball towards the back post. Bruce Vuma. Oh man, almost caught up. In from Philander. Decent ball towards the back post. Bruce Vuma. Oh man.
Ending in the last third.
Philander. Oh, draws a big save out of Vuma.
Great talent, and look at it. He takes it first time. Ball played in, flick on by Evangar. Ball touched on for him, and look at what Philander does. Laces, and they seem to have just fizzled out a little bit in the latter part of this half. Something that I'm sure Coach Nabi is going to discuss at halftime. On the flip side, Thabo September needs to do something about defending in the last third.
Philander, oh, draws a big save out of Vuma.
Thabo September needs to do something about defending in the last third.
Philander, oh, draws a big save out of.
Flip side, Thabo September needs to do something about defending in the last third.
Philander, oh, draws a big save out of Vuma.
September needs to do something about defending in the last third.
Philander, oh, draws a big save out of Vuma.
Side Thabo September needs to do something about defending in the last third.
Philander, oh, draws a big save out of Vuma. Still amongst those that have put in a good shift so far is Gaston Serino, the name in lights for Kaizer Chiefs. His first Nedbank Cup goal for his new side in his 8th overall, having managed 7 previously for Mamelodi Sundowns. Tabapele has contributed with that secondary assist to set up Reef Froslo, who then crossed for Gaston Serino's opener. Rushan Dortley and co, although there have been a few shaky moments, have managed to shut out Chippa United in the first 45 minutes. At Chippa United, we hear, have been prompted into a change just to try and alter things here ahead of the second half. So ahead of the restarts, they are making that change, and it is Andile Jali coming off for Craig Martin. Jali now making his 11th Nedbank Cup appearance. A man who has won this tournament before, been most recently to the final back in 2022 when Mamelodi Sundowns managed to get past Murua Gallants in extra time. He played the entire 120 minutes that day. Now we are back underway.
Well, Jali's going to have his work cut out. He's going to have the physical qualities. Is Jali going to have the physical qualities to cope with this high octane match? We'll have to wait and see, but his experience will come in handy. He's a general in that midfield, and I think he's been given the task of neutralizing Serino. We spoke a lot about Serino in the first half, Grant, and there you see him. He's looking to close him down. He's now tracking him constantly. Passing him on to his defender there, Makele.
Well, Andile Jali, over the course of his career here in South Africa, as he gets on the ball now, has faced Kaizer Chiefs several times. This is the 24th instance that he comes up against them. It has been a mixed bag. 8 wins, 8 draws, 7 defeats. And Robali. A little bit of pressure from Morris. Hoisted upfield where it appears Evenga had come back from an offside position. A man who boasts 5 Nedbank Cup goals, scored 2 last season for Chippa United. His first 2 came for Bidvest Wits, and Gavin Hunt, who watches on somewhere in the stadium, just after entering South African football. Oh, he does have experience scoring in this competition. Here is Evenga. Jinks back inside and gets the better of Zwane. Still he continues on, quite even surely offside.
Yeah, so, Evenga just looking to play that ball through, but clearly offside. Kwaiba just not timing his run. It looks like he's taken a bit of a knock on the ankle.
It would be disappointing if he has to come off on his 25th birthday. The man who played him in, Cameroonian Bienvenu Evenga, will turn 32 this coming Monday. There's still a route back into this game. Taba September knows it. Further instructions for Jali.
Well, he's saying to him, sit in the middle, just sit in the middle. And obviously the challenge there is that Serino won't be static. He'll be looking to get into the pockets of space around. But you can see the intention there of Jali is to not give Serino. And I think the good thing is we spoke about that, and I think we must compliment Thabo September for picking it up. Forced Lepo to drop back. Player that Chiefs would have loved to be further upfield.
Farouk, 6 years ago, when these two sides met in the semi-finals of the Nedbank Cup, it was 1-0 at half-time. Dumisani Zuma profiting from a mistake from the goalkeeper to score the opener, and then Chippa United roared back with a goal from their longest serving player, who's since departed, Andile Mbinyane, and then Lerato Menzini put them ahead. Kaizer Chiefs eventually dealing with that, and then Chiefs came back from 2-1 down with 3 goals late on in the final quarter hour. The Malagasy player Andrea Narimanana, I'm sure you'll be glad he's gone from the league, just simply because that's quite a mouthful. Bernard Parker and Kama Billiard with an absolute rocket. Oh, Vilanda repelled at the near posts by Bruce Vuma, who has kept 4 clean sheets in his 10 outings, 10 successive appearances that he's made coming into this game.
Look at Philander, they're doing ever so well. Frosler trying to keep up with him, but this young man, if we want to call him a young man, he's 24 years old.
Yeah,
but
24.
He's a player that has, as you explained, has come through many trials and tribulations.
Mamelodi Sundowns development player originally, and then just struggled to kind of find a foothold in professional football. Spent a little bit of time in the first division with Steenberg, and here comes the hero of the first round for Kaizer Chiefs. It's Pule Mori. Still he goes on. Has overrun it.
Yeah, he could have cut across. He's run his race.
What would Kaizer Jr. have done? I mention him because the first ever meeting, or first season that these two sides met, as we have another look at this, Pule Mori.
Yeah, he does so well, he does so well, but he keeps his line. He's unable to cut across. He's got a defender on him there, and he did his best. I think the defender did well to keep up with him.
These two sides first played each other in 2012-13 after Chippa United had ascended from the first division. A pair of 2-0 wins for Amakosi that season, Tefo Machimati and Little Honolo Majoro in the first meeting, and then Kaizer Jr. and Kingston Nkata on the score sheet when they met again that very first time they ever crossed paths. Actually, Amakosi were unbeaten without conceding in their first 5 meetings with Chippa United. As you take a look at some of the reinforcements available on the bench,
well, what comes to mind is Chibabiro.
Yep,
he could add that important goal, that second cushion goal, which I'm sure they want. He's got 3 goals in the league, and he could possibly be somebody that Nabi would look to bring in.
Mistake from Happy Mashiani. And Glove feeding Kwaiba. Mashiani recovers.
Kwaiba has been all over the park, across the entire length of the attacking third. Just tucks into those pockets.
And Glove was looking to get some serious distance on this.
Chippa steadied the ship after that early blitz from Kaizer Chiefs. I suppose everybody thought it was going to be a high-scoring game, but
yep,
Chippa have now settled the nerves.
Yeah, they've conjured some very good opportunities of their own. Konkobe now, Miguel for company. Only twice at this stage have they lost, as Konkobe gets that all wrong. He's given it far too much.
Yeah, good idea. However, the technique wasn't as good as the idea was.
7 round of 16 appearances for Chippa United, 5 wins. Their only defeats came in 2018. They lost to Free State Stars 2-1, and then in 2020 they went down 2-0 to Bidvest Wits. Both of those games were away from home, just like this evening. But remarkably, Chippa have been to the quarterfinals in 5 of the last 8 seasons. And they've reached the semi-finals 4 times over that period. That includes last season, where they eventually went down to Orlando Pirates. But their best ever finish in this competition coming in 2021. They were runners-up to Chakuma Chamatibanila. They lost that one 1-0. Really good relationship with this competition, despite not having won it. But for a club and only competing in the Nedbank Cup for the 13th time, they've gone deep into this tournament on several occasions.
Mashiani looking to take a bit of advantage down the line, steal a couple of yards.
Slip through by Morris. Flag up against Pule Modi.
Well, it's offside apparently. The linesman on the opposite side shown his flag. Let's see, let's watch and look closely. Yeah, good decision. Great decision there. Modi straying offside.
Serino. And Kaizer Chiefs have the advantage here, but have only won 2 of their last 6 home games in the Nedbank Cup. That was in 2020. They defeated Royal Eagles as Letlogonola Matlo, who's only just returned from injury, takes on some instructions there from Cedric Kaizer. And then 2 seasons back, they beat Kaizer Stars in the round of 16 at home. But
Jali holding onto possession too long, and Pelanda just straying off. Maybe should have brought it, or should have played it in behind much earlier.
Chippa Mpingesi and his son, heir apparent at Chippa United. Well, imagine, just think about the journey they have been on over the course of the last decade and a half now. All the trials and tribulations that Chippa United have been through, it's some of the very highest highs as well. Pulemodi lets it run for a corner kick.
Well, once again, Chippa not being able to play out of defense.
Yep.
And look at that pass to Modi. You can't be doing that against a team that is so quick on the counter-attack. And they were almost made to pay.
So, a change coming here. Samkelo Zwane turned 23 last month. Is replaced here by George Matlo, who, since his reintroduction to the side, a man, of course, troubled by injuries, has looked good in the games that he has played. And back again from a little niggle.
Chippa making too many technical errors.
Zwane, just under an hour on the park. He won't be present for the game on Tuesday against SuperSport United, so perhaps that's something else that's also factored into the thinking, is they want the midfield who will turn out against Matsanta to get some minutes on the field together. And Matt Matlo, he scraped it in beautifully. Oh, he really Gave a couple of players a chance there. First Morris, then Lilepo, who was arriving late.
Matlow, they're pouncing on that loose ball. And look at the pass. Look how intelligent he is. Here's the ball played in. They're unable to clear that ball. Ball being won in the third. And look what Matlow, he initially wins it, and then look at the pass towards the far post. Very difficult to defend again. Modi plays it to him, and look what he does. The most delicate of touches. Morris just not quick enough to get to it.
He's a Martin suspended. Bongiseni Mtetwa injured. So do have a few difficulties in midfield. Smaklo attempts to move that on after receiving a fairly poor pass from Lilepo.
Chippa forcing Kaizer Chiefs to play the ball long. They've neutralized the midfield, ensuring that Serino can't pull the strings in that midfield, and this has forced Kaizer Chiefs to play much longer.
Diminutive Abelele Teto receiving some instructions now from Coach Thabo September. He is a game-changing type of player, the qualities that he has.
I like this little giant. He's very dynamic, very mobile. I liked him when he was at TS Galaxy, and if anything, he can make a difference.
The outball from Jali. Philander can't latch onto it.
Chiefs have just lost that rhythm there early on in the game in the first half.
30 minutes of regulation time left to play here at the FNB Stadium. Kaizer Chiefs still holding the advantage. th time they're appearing in the Nedbank Cup in the PSL era. Kaizer Chiefs have reached the final 5 times since 96-97. The last time they won, 2013. They won 3 of those 5 finals. If you stretch that all the way back to the early 70s, they are 13-time winners. Next best being Orlando Pirates with 10. But this Nedbank Cup drought of 12 years is the longest they've ever endured. Prior to this, they'd never gone more than 6 years without claiming the National Cup trophy. And of course, there's several instances across the 70s and 80s where they did it multiple times in a row.
Yeah, I remember those times, Grant. I've got lots of medals to show for it.
I'll open the door for you to
to make
ready. Yeah, of course. Happy Mashiani after that melee, eventually the man to get it clear to Morris. The poor ball there. Now Kaizer giving Pele the slip. Still he goes. It went down a little dramatically. Yeah. No real appeal.
No, he took a dive. But he was given so much room to make his run into the penalty area. And not the best of defending from Kaizer Chiefs. Look at that ball played. Great touch there. And look at it once again. Took a bit of cover defending there to stop that man. Miguel misses him. And it's Dodley that comes in with that important clearance.
So eventually what they did very well last week Friday against Stellenbosch, having taken such an early lead, and yes, Stellenbosch were fairly flat on the day, but how can I characterize the defending? Unfashionable, old school, a lot of clearances, just getting rid of it, not trying to be fancy, not trying to necessarily adhere to the modern status quo of I have to play this out, I have to pick a pass, and that will serve them very well in the time that remains.
Well, absolutely. You know, sometimes I don't like the term winning ugly. I think it's not a good term because nobody wants to win ugly, but if it's necessary that you're going to lock the game, maybe that's a better term, then do so. But I think the problem is when you have players running at your defense and the likes of Miguel is so static, it is a bit of a concern and something that I'm certain they need to rectify.
Now, along with Teto, there will be several other changes made. Boy Maringwane also prepared, as well as Kozo. Now Pule Mori, Serino, this is Miguel. Frosler. Matlo, still Matlo, laying it off for Lilepo, in for Morris. A break here for Mori. Mashiani. Serino. Clever. Gaston Serino with an opportunity now to influence the game. George Matlo just needed to take a little bit more care with that pass. A man who earned man of the match against Skukuni United in that 1-0 win not so long ago, despite playing just an hour. Brought to tears in the post-match interview just because the journey has been so long and difficult for him with injuries. Changes being made by Chippa United. And I'll try and keep track of exactly who the players are coming off. Ibelena Konkobe as well as Sien and Glovu have both seen their numbers go up. And Bienvenu Evenga is the final player to make way here. As well as Spelo Baloni. In fact, I thought I'd seen 9, but it is a 6. So Baloni is off. Aviva Kozo on alongside Apelele Teto and Boy Maringwane. Kaizer Chiefs looking to respond with some changes of their own. Brad Cross being prepared, which you wonder then whether that suggests that Happy Mashiani on the ball now will be withdrawn.
Well, certainly I think it's going to be like for like.
Given away here by Klele. And then guys,
well, the question is, did referee Makalima blow her whistle too soon? Let's look at it again. There we see Matlo fouling Evanga. The ball is still rolling towards Teto. Maybe she should have held back and not blown that whistle and given the advantage. Quite a distance away. It's going to take a phenomenal free kick to beat that wall, and then obviously Puma.
Philenda just can't get it to come down in time.
Yeah, didn't have any dip in it.
busy game for Giovanni Philander. But yeah, not a player who's afforded all too many opportunities to start. Now we turn our attentions to Kaizer Chiefs here, as Shabalala will be making his way on, as well as Brad Cross. So as expected, Happy Mashiani departs. Gaston Serino has done his job. His 13th minute goal is still the only thing separating these two sides. Shabalala has struggled a little bit for game time since that hamstring injury a couple of weeks before the derby. It kept him out of the game against free agents, although that also was due to him being on the edge of a suspension.
Well, I think the substitute for Serino was more a case of him not being as effective. Chippa did their homework and realized that they needed to close him down. Wasn't as effective as he was early in the game, and I think it's a good substitute to bring in the likes of Shaba. He's got an eye for goal and he's got the pace.
Shabalala immediately involved, a man who ended his 2024 on the highest of highs with that wonderful solo effort against Chippa United for a 1-0 win. It was the first league game that they managed to keep a clean sheet. Bruce Vuma playing, I think his second or third game at the time, as Pulemori goes for goal. So Shabalala has already had a taste of scoring against Chippa United this season, and it did end up being the best goal of November-December.
Once again, we see teams persisting to play out under pressure, and sometimes giving away possession, and Modi there striking it towards goal, didn't have enough. But once again, you need to sometimes realize that it's unsafe to do so and play over the press.
Mazevenga picking the pass here for Kwaiba. Brad Cross getting goal side. Modi. Space here for Shabalala. Too much on that pass for Lilepo.
Very dynamic, quick player. Just needed the right service. Still lots of time for Chippa to look to get back, and for Kaizer Chiefs the same, to look to get that cushion goal.
Kaizer Chiefs over the past 5 tournaments have only progressed to the last, or from the last 16, or to the last 16 rather, from the first round for just a second time. They also did so back in 2023, so even to get to this stage has been a little tricky for them. Most fans will want to forget that first round outing against Milford last season, but they need a good cup run to appease their droves of loyal fans, and they are ahead here, but plenty can still happen in the 20 or so minutes that do remain. A side that at this stage haven't had a particularly good record, playing in the last 16 for a 23rd time in the PSL era are Kaizer Chiefs. They have won 13 times at this stage and lost 9 times. They've been eliminated at this stage more than any other stages. And Shabalala turns on the style and finds a pass out wide here for Pulemori. Back to Shabalala. Matlo cut out by Philander. Roy Frosler's there. Shabalala, Matlo, Frosler again. Lilepo on the outside. Feeding Frosler. Now needs to pick a pass. Measures it in, but too close to Nwabali, who's drilled it downfield. Binbin Evanga.
Chippa looking to go route 1 at times, when they absorbing the onslaught from Kaizer Chiefs, pushing numbers forward and a little bit thin at the back. Their rest defense is vulnerable. We've seen that on a few occasions.
It's looking promising. Nwabali spills it. Modi's brought down here and shoveled out. Now quarterback Lima, no hesitation in pointing to the spot. Take a pick of which foul you want to award the penalty for. Kaizer Chiefs with a huge opportunity now to double their advantage and put 1 foot into the quarterfinals.
Well, a lot of questions have to be asked about Nwabali there, coming off his line. Look at it, the ball played diagonally towards the runner there. He goes in, but he fluffs his shot in. Instead of he had all the time in the world to at least hold on to that ball. For whatever reason, only he will know how he was able to drop it. And then look what he does here. Clearly a penalty there. Not the best of goalkeeping from Stanley Nwabali.
Jessica Motong is looking pleased with the outcome there, but someone still needs to convert from the spot.
We spoke about the cushion goal, and this is the cushion goal that Kaizer Chiefs will look to cement the victory this evening.
No indication as of yet as to who exactly will be taking the penalty. Yusuf Mark suspended today. Gaston Serino is already back on the bench.
I suppose there's quite a few candidates, possibly Miguel.
Yeah. It does appear as though it will be the Angolan to shoulder this responsibility.
Well, he looks very confident. The advantage is he's got that 1-0 lead. So there's less pressure. If it wasn't the Chiefs were in the lead, then I would have thought that there was lots more pressure for him to score.
This to give Kaizer Chiefs a massive advantage with under a quarter hour to play. Stanley Nwabali is one of the best shot stoppers on the continent. But Miguel makes no mistake, and Kaizer Chiefs are 2-0 up and looking good for a spot in the quarterfinals. That's the second goal in the Nedbank Cup, having scored against free agents. It's well taken, has to be said. No doubt about it, whether it was a penalty or not, Farouk.
No, absolutely a penalty all day long. Well taken penalty from Miguel. Picked his spot and sent Nwabali the wrong way. It's going to be an uphill battle now, and I can't see how Chippa is going to come back from this. But you never know, if they score early, this game could turn on its head. I doubt it will happen, but in the cup football, anything is possible.
Philander, in the meantime, has made way here for Ronaldo Marman. Cross throw of the nice for Chippa United, and perhaps it's just not to be for the Chile boys today as their owner watches on. Well, if they force this to a penalty shootout, they have a much better recent record in the Nedbank Cup in terms of shootouts than Kaizer Chiefs. Have won their last 3 shootouts. Kaizer Chiefs have been involved in 10 penalty shootouts in the Nedbank Cup of the PSL era. They've won 2 and lost 8. They've lost all 4 of the penalty shootouts they've been involved in the last 16. So they would not have enjoyed going to spot kicks, as Kaizer Chiefs prepared to make another couple of changes here.
Well, I think instead of bringing in defenders, he's doing so well now being to bring in offensive players to ensure that they keep Chippa on the back foot.
Now, Kaizer Chiefs most recently held a 2-goal advantage. It was 4 games back against free agents in the Cup. Also held a 2-goal advantage back in November against Richards Bay, who pulled one back late as Chippa United looked to have forced a corner. In fact, I think the call has gone against them. But they must also remember, late November, 2 goals up against Royal AM in the Betway Premiership, an advantage they went on to squander. That's a game that eventually ended 2-all. Although in that instance, Royal AM scored their first goal to make it 2-1 not long after the interval through Aibelela Matwele, and then very late on through Liva Mashiani. But you would feel as though Chiefs, who've now spent a much longer time under coach Nasruddin Nabi since, will be just a little better equipped to hold on to a lead such as this.
Yeah, I think his substitutes are going to obviously influence their defensive structure in that he's bringing in 2 offensive players, and you know, with the likes of Vilakazi having the ability to run at opponents, it's not going to give Chippa the luxury of attacking all out.
It's almost always entertaining when these two sides meet. 12 of their last 13 games in all competitions have produced a winner. The only exception was 2 seasons back, a 0-0 draw at the very beginning of the 2023-24 season. In fact, there's been goals now today, the 26th meeting in all competitions, in 23 of their 26 meetings. And good to see the scoreline go beyond 1-0, which has been the most common scoreline. 10 times previously, 40% of all their matches have ended 1-0. That's how tight it's been in the past.
Well, that's testament to the fact that they're on a 1+ goal difference in the Premiership.
Yep. Friends of Chippa came here expecting perhaps an upset that they could revel in, especially after making that trip from Orlando, having just seen their team do the business. Now changes in these closing stages. Lilepo making way for Fundo Vilakazi. Already has a couple of goals this season. Most recently that terrific winner against Skukuni United, just moments after he'd had a hand in Viola Klapper getting sent off. Tashrik Morris is the other player hooked, and we'll see the introduction here of Ranga Chivaviro. So no respite for the Chippa defenders, just in terms of the physicality that they have to face up front.
Yeah, the physicality and the skill and speed of Vilakazi, like for like substitutes, fresh legs. Chiefs are looking to just manage the last 7+ referee's optional time, and it was a game that was evenly balanced for most of the latter part of the first half and the second half. But it's that important second goal that's going to be making all the difference.
Pule Modi gets a yellow card, culpable, I guess, for the delay in the throw being taken.
I wonder what Kaizer did. I remember when he was in the academy, he had a huge appetite. And I was once found in the evening in the kitchen, you'll think back of that incident, looking for bread.
Matlo gets a little touch by Shabalala now, feeding Frosla. Fundovinakazi worked out to cross. Modi brings it under his control. The study continues on here, scythed down by Teto.
Well, it took two to stop Modi. That man Teto said to Modi, "You're going nowhere," and he's rewarded with a yellow card. Look at it here. No contact on the ball whatsoever. Completely missed the ball, and Modi was the recipient of that tackle.
And the clutches of Stanley Nwabali surely would have been curtains had that flown in. Well, the Kaizer Chiefs fans recognising that the Nedbank Cup is the last opportunity for them to get some silverware and ensure that the trophy drought stops at 10 years. Should it go beyond this season, then we'll be venturing beyond the 10-year mark as Bruce Vuma comes to claim.
Not convincing from Vuma.
Of course, there's been the suggestions that somehow they're still in the tussle for the title, but they're 17 points behind Mamelodi Sundowns. So the wisdom of the fans, they're very apparent. This is the last opportunity for silverware this season. Oh, slipped from Matlo. Shabalala. Ele. Moved on by Dortley to cross. Modi. There's Rui Frosler. There's excellent assist to set up the opening goal today. He's worked it to the feature. Vilakazi. Shabalala combining with Vilakazi, can't return it to him. 2.5 minutes to see out for Kaizer Chiefs as Brad Cross thumps that away from immediate danger. Jali, goal.
Asking questions there, Jali from Makele. Why didn't you move? And you can see the think tank, the technical team there realized that this is a battle lost.
Pulemori. Dushabalala. Dispossessed. Now Matlo pouncing upon it. Through for Chippa. Good save, Mwabali, but on the follower. It has been tucked away. And Kaizer Chiefs are through now. There will be no nerves heading into the additional minutes as Pulemori bags his first on the night and his third in the tournament so far.
Clumsy defending there. And look at this here, great ball being played through. First shot taken by Chippa, and there we see Modi following up. Good finish there. Keeper just dropped the ball, couldn't hold on to it. And Chippa shot here. Once again, Mwabali unable to get hold of the ball. And Modi says, thank you very much.
Well, it is for Kaizer Chiefs their biggest last 16 victories since all the way back in 2019 when they made the final. They beat the Magic away from home by 3-0. All 3 of those goals coming in extra time. The non-league side forcing them into or beyond the 90, but the pressure from the top line outfit eventually told, and they won that one 3-0. But this very, very impressive now. 7 unanswered goals in the Nedbank Cup this season for Kaizer Chiefs as they head through to the quarterfinals.
Well, this is going to give them so much confidence, not just winning, but winning in style, scoring lots of goals. We could say that for some reason that Chippa came with a game plan, but Chiefs ensured that that plan was the one that worked.
Harry Frosler gets the return from Vilakazi. Well, I thought it was going to be a corner, I think. Last touch off him. Well, they can afford to smile even when something doesn't quite go their way because the job is done.
Yeah, look at the skill here. There he turns it on. They 3 goals to the good. And there he shows the fancy footwork. I suppose the coaching staff won't mind at this stage that Vilakazi showboats.
Yep. Nasruddin Nabi, even at this stage, remaining reticent, hasn't yet showed any joyful emotions. Nothing comes of that set piece. Chippa United have conceded 3 for the first time since the end of last season when they went down at home to Orlando Pirates by 3-1. But this is their biggest margin of defeat since the end of the 2022-23 season when they suffered that 4-0 humiliation in the league at the hands of TS Galaxy. Matlo cuts it out. Fundo Vilakazi. Dushabalala. Still he continues on.
Had so many options in the box, but an opportunity wasted.
And unless they can pull one back here, Chippa United, this will be the biggest ever margin of defeats that they have suffered in the National Cup. They've conceded more goals in previous matches. You can allude to that 4-2 defeat in 2019 to Chiefs. They conceded 3 in the semis against Pirates last season. But in terms of margin, this the biggest in this competition for Chippa United. Final seconds here. Time is up at the FNB Stadium. Job well done from an Amakosi perspective. They went into the break at 1-0 up. They end the match 3 goals to the good. And in a season where their league form has been patchy, where they suffered a devastating defeat in the League Cup, where they weren't even involved in the top 8. It is in the National Cup, the Nedbank Cup, where they are making a statement. That's now 7 unanswered goals, 4 against free agents in the first round, 3 here this evening against Chippa United. Serino, Inacio Miguel, and then Pule Mori with the finishing blow. Coach Farukan.
Fantastic result for Kaizer Chiefs. Yes, at moments they looked a little bit, out of a rhythm, but they made up for it, and they kept on persevering and getting that important second goal, and went on to score by 3 goals to none. I think this is an exceptionally good opportunity for Kaizer Chiefs to move into the quarterfinals.
Oh, there's some real quality in the last 8 of the Nedbank Cup this season. Both Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs have booked their spot in the quarterfinals today. It's up to Mamelodi Sundowns tomorrow in Asheville against the Penny Home Defenders, and then you have a full contingent of the big 3 of South African football. Sinqolo Kaizer on his 25th birthday can still afford a little smile, but it hasn't gone his or his side's way. Nasruddin Nabi, I'm sure, some words of comfort for Stanley Nwabali, who's endured a difficult few months. He's endured a difficult evening. Kaizer Chiefs put 3 past him. They're through to the last 8. 3-0 winners. Big statement.
Well, a big thank you to our commentary team. Yes, it is Kaizer Chiefs that move forward to the next round of the Nedbank Cup. Kiona Yarona and the Nedbank Cup man of the match. This evening, Reeve Frosler, man, top performance today. The engine, you were truly the heartbeat of this team today.
Yeah, it was a good team performance. I think everybody pulled their weight and we got the result. I mean, we've wanted to just try and do our best in every game, and today we've done our best and we managed to get 3 goals as well. So it's always nice for a team to come together and put in a performance like that.
Talking about goals, you offered that assist to Gaston Sirino in the first half. Talking about goals, you offered that assist to Gaston Sirino in the first half.
Yeah, it's always nice getting on that sheet to say you got an assist. I think it's probably the first one this season. I just got to try and keep getting more assists and just keep pulling my weight and getting the best for the team,
Let's talk about that, getting your weight. We've seen Coach, sometimes starting you, sometimes you're on the bench, but every time you're called upon, you give out good performances.
I think it's to stay professional. If your job is to support from the bench today, that's your job. If your job is to support in the stands, that's your job. If you get chosen to play, that's your job on the day. So whatever you get called upon, you got to be ready for it and you got to take it with both hands.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That is Reeve Frosler, and today, of course, ensuring that he does keep that attack from Chippa United very quiet, but also offering them numbers when they do go forward. I am now joined by Coach Kaizer as we wait for Coach Nasruddin Nabi. Coach, please come this way. No stress. Good win today. When you look at the way the team performed, they move forward into the next round of the competition.
Belle victoire aujourd'hui, qualification pour le prochain tour.
Une belle victoire dans les chiffres, mais comme je l'avais dit avant le match, c'était pas facile du tout. On a vu qu'après avoir marqué un but, l'adversaire a pris le contrôle du match. On a rectifié ça deuxième mi-temps, mais comme j'avais dit, c'était pas vraiment facile du tout.
As we said earlier, that the game was not going to be easy. We happened to score early in the game, but after we noticed that at the end of the first half, we let the opponent take the control of the game. We try to rectify that in the second half, and the performance was good and the win.
Let's talk about just how he was able to stretch that Chippa defense. When you look at the first goal and just the movements on the ball from a Kaizer Chiefs perspective.
Par exemple, pour le premier but, on a vu des combinaisons et des mouvements qu'on a déjà vu à Kaizer Chiefs.
Step by step, Mama. Step by step. Step by step, we come back. No, but honestly, we have too much work, madam. We don't come back. We go calm, step by step, no pressure. We work seriously. And Kaizer Chiefs, I promise you in the future we'll come back, inshallah. But we don't come back more. No, we don't come back, but we will come back, step by step.
Let's talk about some of the changes that you made when you were seeing a couple of the tired legs, bringing the likes of Mtutuzi, Shabalala, Mfundo, Vilagazi to ensure that the team at least still stays in control.
Les jeunes joueurs qui sont rentrés comme Shabalala, Vilakazi, ils ont permis à l'équipe d'avoir plus de contrôle et aussi d'avoir du plaisir.
C'est vrai, ça c'est le Kaizer Chiefs, c'est ce qu'on aime. Ça c'est le présent et le futur de Kaizer Chiefs. On aimerait bien encore plus de joueurs, avec des joueurs d'expérience, de qualité. Et la sauce, elle est en train de prendre.
They are very good players, and we feel that those are the present and the future of the club. And we just need to add some ingredients, but we feel that the sauce that we are cooking is coming along.
Coach, I can see that you are distracted. Coach, I can see that you're a bit distracted, and that is because of the fans. And they're with the players right now. A message for the fans.
A message for?
The fans.
Thank you very much for the support. I'm honest man, my staff is honest. We work seriously. Every time, it's not every time it's okay, but if we have some problem, trust us. I'm honest with you, I will give 200%. And thank you, come more in the future in the numbers. Please come to support us. And thank you very much. I love you so. Honestly, I love them too much. Honestly. Maybe some party critique to me, but the more I love them, no problem.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, madam.
The head coach of Kaizer Chiefs and Nazardine Nabi. The fans continue to celebrate what is a big victory here as they move forward in the Nedbank Cup. I am now joined by the head coach of Chippa United. Coach, appreciate your time. From where I was sitting, it looked like really Chippa right from the start. They struggled to settle into the game. How did you see it?
Yeah, probably because we had some loose passes that we had, especially in the first half, which even when we had turnovers, we won the ball. We were losing the ball very easily, but we had opportunities in the first half. It's not always going to go our way, but we had opportunities close to 1v1. Giovanni, a first touch, if the first touch was good in front of the defender, that would have been 1-on-1 with the keeper. Sinotolo, the recovery from the center back. There were moments in the first half, and I think in the second half, they managed us very well. And we moved the ball slowly as well at the back. But yeah, I think the best thing now is to focus on the league, focus on Cape Town City, and move on from there. Just lift the players. It's over now, it's done. Lift the players and focus on Tuesday.
I could see the body language from Coach Mapudi Kanyeza to say we need to be quicker. When we are in possession, we need to not be as predictable as we are. Was that the thinking?
Yeah, that's exactly what I just said. Yeah, that's what we wanted to do. You can't move a team from one side and you come into the middle and you hold the ball and you slow it down. That team will shift back into the center. Then you have to start all over again. It's just lessons that we need to understand, and it will grow from that.
The report card on Giovanni Philander. Yes, one of the players that are growing in terms of this Chippa United team, but you could see today that there's great potential.
Yeah, definitely. We are watching the same game. The same player as well in terms of the matches that he has played. He has done well, and he deserves the recognition, even when we are not doing well as a team in moments. But you have to acknowledge players that are doing well, and he just needs to continue from that. yeah, no, he's doing well, and he's gonna be good for the country. I mean, he's still young.
And the head coach of Bafana was here. Thank you so much, coach.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
That is the head coach of Chippa United, Coach Thabo September. They walk away with a defeat here in the Nedbank Cup as they bow out of this cup competition. But it is Kaizer Chiefs that will remember this day because they get an opportunity to, of course, play in the quarterfinals of the Nedbank Cup. And you can see what this particular time means for the team, the fans, the celebrations. Coach Nesruddin Nabi saying the sauce is coming along. We are cooking. No pressure. We need to ensure that we keep this momentum, and this is what they need. And you can see the celebrations, you could see the big smiles on the fans, because this is a team that, of course, for the fans, they want to ensure that they do well in this cup competition. Well, from myself, Lerato Pajo, and the team, it is goodbye and take care.